Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated.
Dear
Nerdcore used to
Hi,
be
my
just
name's
a
Omega.
made-up word.
I left my comm, my hollow, and my ship on the bottom. I sent you 2 messages back on Ord Mantell. You must not have got them. There probably was a problem at the Wookiee post office or something. Sometimes I scribble addresses too sloppy when I jot them. But anyways, we got an emergency call from Hera. We need to go to Ryloth and find her father. Oh, and also her mother. So anyways, I'm gonna name her Chopper. It's the Bad Batch and we wonder why. We do the Nerkies at all.
Mantell mix gone cold, I wonder why. Oh,
We haven't paid Sid
at
at all.
Fuck around. That's your best one yet.
That'll work. I thought
of
of that one riding the bike this morning.
Just when I start to worry and get a little disappointed, you come in and totally redeem yourself.
Yay!
That one was amazing.
They can't all be winners, but
They can't,
sometimes I'll hit a good one.
But damn it, the good ones are good.
And then the bad ones get really bad.
Well, that makes you really appreciate the good ones.
Well, it does. It's like anything. It's like a good show or a good podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we are 2 nerds who 30 to 40 something year olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle, and you guys, we are the nerds. And you guys can catch us streaming throughout the week on the Twitches if you want to have some real-time interaction for some weird, god-awful reason. You can catch Chris over here. God, I moved my camera and this is an every time thing. Anyway, yeah, he's the guy with the glasses. He streams as Guyver UNT01 on Twitch, and I stream as KSIG K_SIG. You guys catch us there always on Saturday night, like always 90% of the time on Saturday night, doing like indie horror games and stuff for Spooky Saturday.
Which, ironically, Kyle found out that I think you were the one who sent me the article that indie horror games or indie games are the way that they're pretty much to go now.
So yeah, so that not to detract too much for what we got going today, but yeah, indie horror games, like the horror genre, apparently this was like from PC Gamer, I think, said that it's just like as a consumer, we just can't rely on a solid AAA horror title because they're not there. But the indie guys are doing so much good things, so many good things. They're really making it work.
So much is so much.
They're making they're not these big, expansive, huge narrative games, which I like those too. These are like passion projects. Like these are people that love horror games. They know what works. They're just trying to figure out how to make them work. They may not have the programming skills as the AAA titles do, but they're there. They're fun. Mm-hmm. You know, they're taking one really tight idea for a lot of these and making that work. Like with Phasmo, with Ghost Hunter Corp, with Lunch Lady, with Devour, with Pacify.
Which we play all those.
Yeah. And a lot of these games are kind of like a version of Dead by Daylight in a way. Some of them are, but they make a good little twist on it that makes it its own game, its own standalone thing that you can see the influence from it, but they're their own thing and they're fun. And sometimes the worse the game is, the more fun it is with your friends. Like a shitty game by yourself sucks. A shitty game with your friends, good time. 2 thumbs up.
Good times. Much like a shitty TV show or movie.
Or podcast.
Welcome to our shitty little terrible podcast, which is a lot more fun with my friend.
Mm-hmm. We have a good time.
That's what it is. So we are getting towards the end of Bad Batch. We are on episode 12, Rescue on Ryloth. Last episode, we didn't really see much of the boys or Omega.
No.
But this episode's all about Clone Force 99.
It is.
So,
And this one, okay, so kind of preface it, if this is you guys' first time listening, we're going to take this episode, we're going to go scene by scene, and it's going to take us about an hour-ish to get through it. If you haven't watched it yet and you don't want to be spoiled, go back and watch that episode, come back and listen to us.
or if you don't care, like Chove.
Or if you don't care and
listen.
like this is how you're ingesting this show, then yeah, by all means listen. But we brought up like several times before that like sometimes it seems like this is going with the traditional like 3-episode arc that happened in Clone Wars, and then sometimes it doesn't feel like it is. This feels like a part of that 3-episode arc thing happening.
Absolutely.
Like I thought last episode like we were done, and then we'll come back to it at some other point in time. No, they're carrying it forward, and I think next episode we'll see. But we kind of had a conclusion to it, this one, but then it leapfrogged to the next thing. So there was a couple episodes earlier in the season I was a little worried about that, like they were kind of filler things. Like, man, are they going to be able to like find that magic? And they were still fun to watch, but they weren't just as wow, this is good as it was earlier on. And this one was a wow, this is pretty good. Wow, this is going to lead to some really good stuff.
I can't argue with anything he said because he's absolutely right. But this episode really, like Kyle was saying, felt like traditional Clone Wars, which I appreciated. So, also let's call out some loyal listeners. We have Hughes. I don't know if Hughes is listening to the Bad Batch or not, but we'll call it Hughes. We'll call it Chof. And I want to say we'll call out B-Rob because he got onto us off of the last Nerkie, but then he admitted he wasn't listening and caught up. But he's still loyal. So it's a thank you. All three of you. J-Love, thank you. I think Props is still listening. I know Props has been busy, but basically thank you to everyone who's still continuing to support us. We really, really appreciate it. If you guys want to, if you would help us out, tell your friends, so we can continue to grow this podcast. We'd like to have not that we don't appreciate y'all. It's, it's like anything. You want to grow. You want to continue to grow. And so we want to continue to grow our audience. And that when we do that, that'll help us come up with more ideas for episodes and shows and everything else, and more discussions sparked. So, just please help us out.
Join the Discord, throw ideas. If there's something you want us to talk about. We've been doing these review episodes a lot the last, since the summer, because our summers oddly are busier than like when the kids are in school and things are happening.
Absolutely.
We've had a lot going on. So these, I don't want to say they're low effort because they're hard to do. They don't take as much prep time. And so we can do these. Our content is there for us to do with these shows. But I'm really excited about getting back to our original content here pretty soon.
Me too.
I think it'll be fun, and just hope you guys stick around for that. And that's where we would like to have you guys in the Discord to say, hey, this is something I like. This is something I enjoy. I would love to hear you guys talk about it, or if it's something that you may consider yourself an expert in the field, or you're passionate about and you've been doing it for many, many years, whatever it is that you just nerd out or geek out over, join the Discord, drop us a message, DM us. Chris is always in there. I'm almost always in there, hovering, watching, I'm like Shia LaBeouf. And just like, let us know. And we're open. Like, we've had people from the community on before. We're going to have people from the community on in the future. And the more people we have in the community, more people from the community that we can have on the show.
So there's nothing that's really off limits. There's certain stuff that is going to be off limits, but you just have to be a human being to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
So, just if you have an interest and you want to talk about it and you want other people to know about it, let us know. We'll talk about it. We're going to do an episode on scrapbooking. I have no interest in scrapbooking. I have no knowledge of it, but my wife loves it. And apparently it's huge. It's big. Well, it better be for the amount that we pay when she does scrapbooking stuff.
She's gonna go back and listen to this one and be like, what did you say?
with the scrapbooking, and she doesn't do scrapbooking quite as much anymore, but planners. Planners
Yeah,
is what I was
planners.
really trying to talk about. But yeah, no, it's like she's like, I go, what was this $150 charge? She goes, oh, I ordered a new planner. I go, for what? That was just the binder.
Damn. And see, I'm interested in learning about what drives people to be so interested in. Like the topic may not interest me as much, but the drive behind it and the passion interests me.
Yes.
And
yes,
that's
absolutely.
what we want to get out there to you guys. So,
okay, let me go back and say it's not that I don't have interest or, I don't care. I'm with Kyle. I'm with Kyle. I want to know why it drives you.
He also
I'm
knows
not
I
saying
don't edit.
care.
I don't edit shit out, so that's going to be
No.
in there.
So I would like to not sleep on the couch. So yeah. With that, let's start episode 12.
Episode
Rescue on
12.
Ryloth. Let's get past the title screen here. Rescue on Ryloth. If you remember, Hera's parents were branded for treason.
Yep.
And everything else. We see Vice Admiral Rampart walking in with RousHozer, walking past the cells, walking up to Hera's parents. Cham.
Every time I hear RousHozer, I just think of RousHozer or RousHozer.
Hey, do you think there's beer on Ryloth?
Rest in peace, RousHozer.
Oh, R.I.P. RousHozer and R.I.P. Bismarcky. He was more than just a friend to me.
He had what we needed when we needed it.
Kyle and I are funny.
To ourselves.
Mostly ourselves. So Rampart looks at him and goes, hey, it's Chamson Dula, the hero of Ryloth, now the traitor of Ryloth.
Bum, bum, bum. I gotta get this sound effect.
Okay. And he's like, yeah, you attempted to assassinate your own senator. So this is what's interesting. Attempting to assassinate your own senator when we know that Senator Ta got shot through the head.
So he didn't die?
I think he died. I think this is the story that they're fabricating, the Empire's fabricating to tell the people. See, and then they'll be like, oh, he died. Sorry.
Because later in the episode, like when they're getting ready to tell the populace about what happened, I was like, I thought he got shot in the damn head.
I'm pretty sure he's dead, but
or unless they hit him in one of his tendrils, one of them fleshy tendrils hanging off his head, because he had like
a lot
12
of fleshy tendrils. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that this is just a story that they came up with so they can tell the people later, oh, valiant Senator Ta fought for his life, but ultimately succumbed to the assassination attempt because of this guy. They're trying to build it up.
Yeah. A fatal blow to the tendrils. Now, he got him in the side of the head.
Yeah.
Thinking back now, like he should be dead.
He's
probably
dead.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Maybe they're going to,
What?
What if they're going to like weekend to Bernie's ass, like around?
They have like 12 troopers behind him that
like
only do the tendrils.
Yeah.
They go, how's it going? What we got?
Just puppet master.
That's awesome.
Weekend at Taz.
Weekend at Taz.
I think you're wrong for that guy.
Okay, I like that one. Rampart was telling him, Taz said you'd be difficult to deal with. You're going to be, because of this, you'll be easy to deal with, and your loyal followers will be even easier to deal with. And your daughter, too. And with that,
he just went wicked Witch of the West on him.
He did. And then you saw RousHozer kind of just looked shocked. And Rampart's like, you know, we're going to get you. And he's talking to Hera's mom. Is it Eleni?
I forgot.
She says, you're the reasonable one, let's help your allies. And she says, I see how you treat your allies, Admiral. I would, I'd prefer to be your enemy.
I like that line so much.
I do too.
There were some really good lines in this.
This is just a great episode. Well, and then did you see RousHozer just kind of looking down? If you see a good picture we can take too.
All right.
And this was kind of a big part here too.
When
Hauser's talking to Rampart. They come
yeah,
out
he's
and-
saying that, like, he told him to arrest all the supporters.
Yep.
And Hauser's like, there's no reason. We don't have a reason to arrest them.
they're not insurgents, right?
They're not insurgents. They're just supporters. So
And
General Rampart's an asshole, or Admiral.
he is Vice Admiral Dick.
Vice Admiral Dick. Like,
Vice Admiral Dick.
so all these guys, right?
Mhm.
All the admirals, all the higher upper echelon in the Empire, and you're seeing it early right now.
Right.
They're all dicks. So
Mhm.
when they go to, like, are they like applying to be part of the Empire Army,
The Dick Armada.
the Dick Armada, and they're just like, they do the personality test, like, okay, yeah, this guy is a psychopath, he's murderous, he has all these tendencies, like
I see where
he's
you're going.
unhinged. You're hired. Yeah, like-
you have management potential.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think you can advance in this company.
Run him right up the ranks, right from the get-go.
Okay, that actually brings up a good point. I've never thought of before. These guys were in the Republic's army.
Yeah.
How all of a sudden did they become so evil? You know what I mean?
Well,
Or were
maybe
they
they're
always evil.
well, thought, theory, possibility.
Yeah.
Maybe there were a lot of good ones, like you see with Hauser here.
Mhm.
Even though as a clone, he's got some empathy and he has all this. Maybe they were slowly thinning out the ranks ahead of time, or like as it all happened, and
Yeah.
like, oh, that guy is way too good with people, so we're gonna kick him out the exit hatch
Airlock.
without a pod.
Yep.
And they're just all floating around in space somewhere. And there's like a cluster of empathetic Imperial officers just like orbiting a planet.
Is that a meteor shower? No, it's Hauser.
It's Hauser.
There he goes. Quick,
Yep.
hit the windshield wipers. I don't know. Or do you think maybe they pruned a lot of them with Order 66 too? That was
They
just
may
for
have.
Jedi though.
That was, yeah. It was like 99% Jedi and 99% of the Jedi.
And then
Maybe there's just a lot of workplace accidents that don't go reported well.
99 days without a Death Star accident.
Mhm.
Was there?
Was there? Yeah.
Okay. So
And
basically,
this episode and this does have Death Star ties. These last two, which I thought
does,
was so
doesn't it?
cool, because the mining facility,
yes,
that's where
yep.
they pulled the material to make the damn Death Star. This is one of the ground zero places. So
That's why Ryloth was so important. So he's explaining that Rampart is explaining to Hauser, they're supporting a menace. They attacked our transport and shot at Senator Ta. And then Hauser's like, I was there. The blast didn't come from Cham or his fighters. Rampart just kind of doesn't even look at him, doesn't even side-eye him, then turns. He's like, enlighten me. Who's responsible? And he's challenging him. And Hauser's like, I don't know.
come on, who did it? Who did it? Where's my money, Brian?
Where's my money? Where's my money, man? He's like, leave the thinking to me, Captain. And he's like, yes, sir. I'll find Harrison Dula myself. And he said, that's not necessary. Another squad is dealing with it. Who do we think that other squad is?
The Goon Squad. If you watch the
Goon
new
squad.
if you watch the new space, no,
I haven't watched it yet. I'll probably watch it
Just-
today.
don't.
Is it that bad?
Yes, there's a couple of good parts in it.
Well, because
Like-
I like the first one because it wasn't great when it came out, but it was just fun.
It was fun. The most unbelievable part of the entire first Space Jam ever,
Mhm.
like the whole thing. There's a lot of parts that what I found the most unbelievable was the house that Michael Jordan lived in.
Really?
He was like in the suburbs in this
Oh
little
yeah, we
like
know Michael Jordan lived in the suburbs.
in this little 2-story suburban home with like a regular TV, and yeah,
I'm sure he had a plasma.
like his kids were getting dropped off in a minivan from baseball practice. Like that's a bunch of bullshit. I can buy all the other stuff that's happening in this movie. Bill
But not
Murray
that.
going to Toonland, I can buy that. But that house that Michael Jordan lived in, nope.
And that's what did it for you.
Yep. But other than that, the first one was great. The second one sucked. I'm just gonna come out and say it sucked.
It was just that bad.
I think there was like issues with the directing and a lot of other things because we've got Don Cheadle's in it, and we know he's a great actor, like a very good actor,
Right.
and his acting seems so off in this. Like the timing's off, everything's off. I feel like, man, I just think he just got some bad direction through this whole movie. But anyway, squirrel.
No, well,
It happens.
if this is your first time listening to this podcast, we do this a lot. We
A
go off
lot.
rails, but we eventually come back.
Yeah, we'll round back to it.
We'll run back to it. So they're searching this house. We see Chopper and Hera looking at their house, and there's the Death Squadron, the Goon Squad, with Crosshair, and they report the Syndulla girl's gone. No one's here. And one of them says she already fled the planet, and Crosshair's like, not without her parents, find her. And so they're looking out. And Hera sits down and she goes, she knows she's in trouble. She's like, new plan, Chop, meet me at the base. We need to send out a comm. Like immediately, an emergency comm.
Mhm.
And next you see Omega's fooling with Gonki, the ammo droid, and he's smoking.
See, I like
love this part.
how it transitioned from one girl and her droid to another girl and her droid. It's like,
Oh,
bam,
it did,
bam.
didn't it? I
Yep.
didn't even think about that. Hunter asks her, what are you doing? Omega says, Gonki's prime power source won't fully charge. I'm fixing it. I like this part right here. Hunter goes, you can't, he's a defective unit. And Gonki's honking. And then she says, don't worry, we're defective too. They're just a bunch of misfits, is what I like them. And they get the encoded transmission and they patch it, and it's Hera. And she's like, Hera's basically like, Empire's taking my parents. They're after me. I need help. Here's the coordinates. I need your help. And Omega goes running. And Hunter gets on her. It's like, you gave her our comm channels. And Omega's like, for emergencies, that sounded like one. We have to go. And Tech's like, perhaps the situation is not as dire as expected. Children overreact. And I like Omega's response. No, we don't. You heard her. She needs us. This is the same crap I'm getting from my now 10-year-old. It's like, no, we don't.
No, we don't. No.
I'm like, I just watched you. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. Did I?
Then you start doubting yourself. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yes. I've got a lot of self-doubt now. So Hunter's trying to tell her, it's a big galaxy. We can't put ourselves on the line every time someone's in trouble. Meg goes, why not? Isn't that what soldiers do? And then Hunter's face is like, oh, kind of gives this smirk. It's like, you got me.
I guess.
And they're going to
Go ask your mother. Oh, never mind.
You go ask your mother. The test tube.
Your mother.
The mother. They land in this canyon, and this is the canyon that was one of their bases. I think it was their prime base from Clone Wars. I can't remember.
It's a very cool place to land.
It is. In the rocks where you can't be scanned.
Oddly, the Empire has not thought to check here.
No.
Like, they're not off to a great start.
The Empire
honestly
has some issues.
They do have some issues. There's some management issues, obviously. We got some logistics issues, a lot of communications issues, and they need some more weapons training.
They've needed weapons training for the whole series.
Yeah. I would love to see it if they make it happen in here in this run. because this is one of the few times we're getting to see everything directly after Order 66.
Right.
Is in this series is to see the stormtroopers' aim progressively get worse and worse.
That's true.
and
The clone
worse.
troopers used to be able to hit stuff.
Yeah. And like there just be this whole reason behind it. Like something gets revealed, like, oh, this is why they can't shoot for shit anymore.
It's because they're just recruiting the bumpkins from the galaxy. They're giving them space whiskey before. It's like, I bet you can't hit that can. Bet you I can.
Golly gee, man.
They're all named Cletus.
Cletus 2743 reporting in for duty.
Oh, Roger that. No, my name not Roger.
Roger. If you just get some guy that just shows up in a flight helmet. I pilot, I fly.
Wearing overalls with only one of them over.
Like, are we just recruiting like spray plane people now? Crop dusters? Are we getting crop dusters? Space crop dusters
for the TIE fighters.
One of them looks like Cousin Eddie. Like it's a whole.
The Loki Eddie comes in. Hey!
Loki. Oh, we missed a chance for calling him Loki.
Oh, we did.
Son of a
Loki.
bitch.
Damn it. We need to really reevaluate our lives.
A lot, yeah.
Hera explains that this is one of her father's old bases, and she's like, it's where I've been hiding.
Yeah. The Empire did not think to look there.
And she tells them, Empire's targeting anyone loyal. And Echo's like, what do you want us to do? Hera's like, free my parents from the capital where they're being held. And she's like, they can pay you if you get them out. And then she pleads, I don't have anyone else to turn to. Okay, and knowing what we know, Hera's and Rebels, we know that they're going to end up helping. So they're getting ready to do some retcon stuff here too.
Okay.
Because we never actually heard how Hera started flying or anything else. Or her backstory.
Is that retcon or is that just adding in backstory? I always think of retcon as changing something.
It.
Yeah. So if it's not changing anything, I think it's giving some backstory.
Yeah, that might be more accurate then. I would say you're more accurate on that part. Because I can't remember in Rebels. I need to go back and rewatch Rebels. But I can't remember if they actually told any of that.
Okay. So yeah, because if they did and it's different, then I think that would be the retcon.
Yeah, I think you're right. So we see all the citizens of Ryloth coming out, and Vice Admiral Dick's coming out to talk to him, flanked by Hauser. By Zap Hauser. And we see Imperial probe droids, the Vipers, floating around.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, this is just showing this is the beginning of their surveillance. Like, to watch the populace. Keep them in line.
Yeah, let's see. We got 1, 2. There's several.
And he's just feeding them the narrative right now that, your beloved senator is fighting for you. He's fighting for his life because of Cham Syndulla. And you see Clone Force 99 with Hera and Chopper. Chopper's making it so they can hear. And Omega goes, Hunter, Crosshair's here. And you see Crosshair walking around just with his gun pointed at the people.
Man, he's just got, he was fairly evil early on, but he's just getting more and more evil.
He's getting worse.
Yeah.
I think we're headed to, I bet on 16 we're headed to the ultimate showdown between them. But I don't know if anything will happen because we know there's a season 2 already. And they're like trying to figure out what to do. And, this is, what do we do here? And you see the probe droid coming from up top, looking at him, taking photos. And Hunter's like, wait here. Then all of a sudden, I don't know how the hell he got up so high so quick, but
because he
got up there, jump. What's that?
Because he's Hunter. Because
he is Hunter. He's Hunter. And he jumps on it and stabs it in the eye and kills it. But they know that, hey, the Empire knows we're here at this point now.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
So
now they
go
know.
running. Yep, now they know. And then one of the guys, ESO2, brings an iPad to, or an imp pad to
Pad.
Crosshair, an imp pad to Crosshair, and he says, you know, we got company. And Crosshair he knows exactly where they're at this point, so he looks up where they are. We're back at the base, and Hera's, you know, wondering, you know, why is this happening? And Echo tells her, you know, your father is a voice that the people go behind, and that's a threat to the Empire. And Chopper comes down from the ship along with Tech, and Tech's like, you know, we're all over the comm channels. They know that we're here.
Chopper.
And Hunter's like, yeah, tell them to surprise the gun. See ya.
See ya.
See ya. And Hera's like, no. You know, we can't do that. And he's like, you know, don't worry, we'll take you somewhere safe. And then she goes, I'll pay you double. And he said, all the money in the galaxy won't matter if we're dead. What you're asking us to do is not worth the risk. And you can see Omega going, what? Hera's like, not to you. Chopper's chattering.
She's gonna like spend all of her allowance to pay off the mercs.
I bet
like,
so.
Okay.
Chopper's chattering on the way back, and knowing what we do about Chopper, I guarantee you he's cussing the whole time. He is the most foul-mouthed little droid ever. And, you know, Omega's like, you know, she's just trying to help her family. And Hunter goes, being strategic means knowing your limitations, Omega. And Omega tells him, runs after Hera, and it's like, she's just trying to save her family, Hunter. I do the same for you, Hunter. Runs off after Hera, and Hunter's just like, what? Me? Bro. Next thing we know, Dick's walking with Hauser, and he's like, I don't care. Some is not good enough. I want all the supporters found.
Dick Hauser.
Dick Hauser.
Anyway.
Dick Hauser. And Dick Hauser goes, you know, if we keep rounding up these innocent people, we're going to incite a rebellion, basically.
And I think that's what they want.
I think that is it. There's a reason to kill the populace and just take the planet. But then they lose their slave population. Next thing you know, he goes to his office, and there is Crosshair saying Clone Force 99 is on Ryloth. You know, his very whispery voice.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, they were spotted near the Capitol. And he's like, yeah, we got a battalion, we're good. And Crosshair's like, that's not enough. I know what they're capable of. And Dick goes, I'm more worried about what you're capable of. You guys haven't gotten Hera yet. You should probably stay on task, or else I'll find someone who can. And Crosshair turns and looks at Hauser and just daggers in his eyes.
You don't want to do your job, we'll hire someone that will.
Yep. See how much taller Crosshair is than...
He's lanky.
Yeah, he is. He looks at Zapdowser. Hera's kind of sitting in the corner, and you know, she's bummed, and Omega goes, Hunter means well, don't worry, you know, Hunter will come around. And Hera's like, why do you trust him so much? And Omega's like, because he's my brother. And Hera goes, brother, him? It's like, Omega's like, yeah, they all are. Hera's like, you're lucky. You know, this is just a trust conversation here.
Yeah.
And Omega's scheming on how to convince Hera. She goes, it's strategic. It's strategery.
We're going to use God dang it, I couldn't say it.
We're not used to strategery.
Yeah.
And Omega's good at strategery.
She's a great strategist.
Strategist. Strategist. I don't know how to say it. Next thing you know, Hauser is talking to Cham, and Cham's like, this is the side you chose. And he's like, look, you both attacked an Imperial convoy. What are we supposed to do? And Hera's mom's like, they gave us no choice. They attacked Hera. Now we're trying to protect her. And Hauser's like, He's like, that's what I'm trying to do. She's in danger. Rampart squad's looking for her. If you know where she is, tell me. I'll protect her.
Yeah.
And then Cham fights back, says, like, you swore to protect Ryloth. He's like, we trusted you, Hauser. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, do a Martin Lawrence. Oh, damn.
Damn, Gina.
And he's like, no thanks. We don't need your help.
Oh, all right.
And then I love this part. And then next thing you know, we see the Clone Force 99. And you hear Wrecker yelling like normal. He's like, attack the Capitol? What? That was my plan.
I wanted to do that. I had the idea first.
And
He goes sulks in his corner.
That's what it was. I love
He is.
Wrecker.
Look at him. He's in the back. He's pissed.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
He's sulking.
Like, this is my plan.
This is my idea. I want to do it first and go tell Ray the Capitol.
This is my dang old Capitol man on attack the Capitol man.
Go get my Mantell mixed.
Dang old Mantell mix, man. Mantell. They're talking about the refinery, and they're like, what defenses do they have? And they're like, there's 5 autocannons. And what did they say here? Let's go back. And she's like, but Chopper can slip inside with the other droids and disable the cannons. And Hunter's kind of looking, says, all right, you two go with Chopper as a backup, but at a distance. And you can see some excitement in their faces, and Chopper's just chattering. Tech's like, by themselves? He's like, train Rekka. Wait until those cannons are offline. Echo and I will scale the Capitol wall and free Hera's parents. So they've got the beginnings of a plan here. And he looks at Hera and says, I guess we'll follow your lead. Why this is important. Flash fact, Hera was a great strategist in Rebels.
So this may be what helped spark it. Well, she had,
Right.
I mean, she's already been spying.
She was already good, but
well, she wasn't that good. She got caught.
oh yeah, well, I mean, she was also like 12, 16, however old.
Yeah. What I noticed about their race, like in their facial features,
Right.
from the younger ones to the older ones, they don't look different. They're just shorter or taller.
Right. They're beautiful
Like,
people.
There's not an age happening thing in their face.
Except for Ta. He was just gross
Well, yeah.
and slimy.
Yeah, he probably had, never mind. And
I need a bottle of Rancor goo.
I
For my
can't,
tendrils.
I can't make the joke. I'll make the joke off show.
Okay.
But don't let me
Please write it down because I want to hear this now.
Okay. I'm going to text you so I don't forget.
Yeah. Go ahead and text me while I do this then. I'll go over this. So we see the refinery.
Mm-hmm.
And Chopper's chattering. They're looking up, and then they see shuttles coming down. And out pops these droids. All these astromech units. R2's looks like. And the Twi'leks. And there's Chopper in the back. I love that stupid droid. They're going off, and then Chopper is going off by himself. And she's like, they're going off, to the checkpoint. Get ready, Chop. And, they're scanning every droid. So Chopper's just going around. This just tells you how bad the Empire security was from the get-go.
Yeah,
and then
terrible.
Chopper literally lands. Yeah. And that's what he's doing. He's just talking away.
Mm-hmm. Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here.
Hey, how do you do, fellow droids?
Hey, fellow kids.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, fellow droids. And then I love this. Chopper finds an astromech unit, and he cattle prods him. He tases him till he knocks him out. Patches into the system, and he's just chattering away. He's making a ton of noise, and in come these troopers. And Hera's like, we got to help Chopper. And they got Chopper captured, and he's got his little arms up.
I love that. He's like,
Yes, he's such a great character. She's like, we got to help Chopper, but we got to take those autocannons off. She's like, you said you wanted to be a pilot, right? Well, come on. Now they've got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, we see Hunter and Echo scaling the walls. And one of the clone troopers goes, huh? And I love this. They see Echo there.
Hey.
And he's like, hey, little help. And
Well,
Hunter
no. All right.
punches him. Bitch slap.
Space bitch slap.
Space bitch slap. Okay, I'm gonna read this. You go over this part here. They're crawling.
Okay, so
We're not gonna say this one on air.
no. So we're okay. So they hijacked the ship. It was so good, though. I wanted to tell that joke.
That was very good.
Omega and Hera, they let the rest of the team know that they had issues, but they're going to take care of the cannons. Don't shoot their shuttle. And they're like, don't shoot the shuttle. And you see Hera, she's not a great pilot yet, but she's working it out. Cutting a few little air donuts. And then once she gets the feel for it, she kind of swings around position.
Donuts.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. And then they just take it upon themselves to basically just blast the generator or controller or whatever it was, and then fly away. So the less than stealthy approach, but it's effective. And then Tech, says, we're picking up a lot of explosions, and Omega is just so proud of herself. It's like, that was us. Cannons are down. We did a good job. And so now they get to do their part, which is air raid on the facility. Which I thought this was a really good tactic. Distract, attack, and then go after their main mission, which was the rescue mission. We get a lot of flying, a lot of really cool special effects and explosions. And then back at the Capitol, Admiral Rampart, Vice Admiral Dick, whatever. He gets notification that
we're so creative.
The refinery is under attack. And so they start, gathering their troops to send out. As they're doing that, we see the rest of the Bad Batch freeing the captives. And so, what was his name? The one we always pronounce wrong. Gobi.
The one where his name is Gobi.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna call him. That's his name.
But he's like, these are the guys I hired, but I didn't hire him for this. I'm like, your daughter did. And I bet
it's cool. We took a job from a minor.
Yeah, his dad's sort of thinking,
no legally binding contract.
I'm never going to be able to financially recover from this. That's what he's. You're welcome.
That was a good one. Go on.
That's all I had. I spent my funny points.
You spent your funny points. Okay.
But Crosshair caught on quick what was going on. He was like 3 more steps away from getting in that shuttle and going to help. And he's like, wait a minute.
All right, wait.
Hang on 1 second.
And he goes, that's not their objective.
It's not their objective at all.
What is going on here?
Then he looks back. So he knows.
Yeah, he knows.
Because he's worked with him. He knows how they work.
And then you see Houzer's looking down at Crosshair the whole time. And he walks off. And you knew this was a turning point for Houzer. We just knew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm so happy for him.
I am too. When they're going to walk out the door, the batch with Hera and her parents, and there's a whole battalion out front waiting for him with shields, guns ready. Crosshair is waiting for him to get ready to snipe. And then Houzer comes out and goes, Cham, wait, you're walking into a trap. Takes off his helmet, and he's like, there's a whole squad waiting for you. So it's a squad, not a battalion.
Yeah.
They're all getting ready, and they're like, why should we trust you? And he's like, I'm on your side. Look, my armor's the same color as your skin, Gobi. Trust me. You have to get out of here, but they have all the exits blocked. And Hera's mom's like, we can use Senator Toss shuttle. There's a secret entrance. And he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, our fight for Ryloth is not over. We will return. He's like, you can't stay here. They'll know that you helped us. He's like, I will not abandon my squad. They're good men. I have to try to get through to them. So he's letting them go. So do you think he was one of the rare ones that was able to fight Order 66?
I'm
I'm going to say yes.
gonna say maybe.
Because it looks like he's got a conscience. You know what I mean? Of course, Order 66 was to eradicate the Jedi, though.
Well, yeah, but he's pretty tied to Ryloth and what happened there and what they were sent there to originally do.
Right.
And so, yeah, could be both. I mean, he could have executed Order 66 and still have a soft spot for the planet.
Right. So they're talking. They go, and Hauser puts on his helmet, goes out front. You know, he's pretty much ready to accept death because he believes in his men. He wants to get through to him. Hunter gives him this glance back. And then there is Tech flying. And like, you know, we have alternate transport, you know, Tech, you know, we'll meet you. And Tech is like, gladly, there's lots of ships coming. Next thing you know, we see Crosshair saying, stay in position. This is their way out. He's just so sure, this smug bitch.
Mm-hmm.
The doors open. They get ready to fire, and out walks Hauser. Blaster ready, but it's down. Everyone lowers their gun. And Hauser's like, brothers, what are we doing? We came here to free Ryloth from separatist control, and we succeeded. And he's like, you know, look around you. We're being ordered to target the very people we swore to protect. This isn't right. And he's like, I won't be part of this any longer. Throws his blaster down. And he's like, who will stand with me? You know, I am Spartacus. And you start seeing some of the troopers throw down their guns and shields. Not all of them, some.
Yeah, they didn't get a full commitment.
No.
And I thought he was going to just like snipe him. Like as soon as that happened, like, oh, he's going to shoot him in the head, which apparently isn't fatal.
No, it's not fatal here on Ryloth.
No, it's something with the gravity.
And he says, you know, arrest that traitor. And Hauser puts up his arms, and they start arresting all the traitors who they deem traitors. Next thing you know, Taw's shuttle leaves, and Crosshair starts shooting at it. And he gives them this look, and Hunter looks back, and we see Hauser getting arrested. I don't think this is the end of Hauser. Do you?
They're going to execute him.
You think so?
I don't know.
Well, they might. This is the beginning of the Empire when they wanted full control.
Yeah.
So, do you think this is the start to the downfall of the clones? I think it's been happening gradually.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen all at once. I think it's going to happen in pockets. I mean, it may happen at the same time, but or gradually happen. But I think it's going to be events like this that cause it. Right? There's not going to be like a general downfall of the clones all at once, just like when their switches got flipped. I think there's going to be events that happen that cause some of them to become more sympathetic to the rebel cause, and if that happens, there's probably events that are going to happen that make some of them more sympathetic to the Empire.
Right. Because we know some of the clones stuck around. Yeah. Rex survived up until through episode 6. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, they're back on Ord Mantell, and which we assume it's Ord Mantell.
Probably.
Cham offers to pay Hunter. He's like, you know, here's your payment, and he's like, you know, you need to keep it. You're gonna need it. And and Cham says, where, you know, he asked him, where are you gonna go? And Cham says, these occupations are happening on Hunter. Occupations are happening on other planets other than Ryloth. Cham goes, I'd hoped to have fought my last war, but our people need us more than ever. We must organize. And Hunter tells him that's not something that we can help with, General. And then he looks back at his crew. I have my own people to look out for, and they're talking to Hera. And Tech's teaching them something. That's always dangerous. And Hera's mom's like, if a war is coming, you know, it's going to be their fight too. It is. And he goes, Hera goes, Tech showed me how to scramble a ship's signature, which plays a big part when Hera grows up because she knows how to do that in Rebels. So we find out that Tech is the one who taught her how to scramble a ship's signal.
Nice.
Which I'm wondering if that's what she did for the Ghost. Because the Ghost could not be identified.
Maybe she just continually got better at it. She had years of practice. And
I bet she did. She's a great character. And she said, you know, well, it's time to go. And she's like, well, co-pilot, we didn't do that bad. She's like, well, I'm sure we'll see you around, and keep an eye on your brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They need it. Actually, I wonder if that would be a good picture right there.
When they're looking at
yeah.
Oh, when they're looking up at him, like, oh crap, what's her droid's name again?
Chopper.
Yeah, right there. When she's kneeling, when Hera's kneeling, looking at Omega, and Chopper's behind him on the ramp.
Yeah, that one.
I think we're out of sync, but it'll be like right about here.
There we go. 2327.
Yep, we're in sync.
That is a good picture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. And she's like, you know, again, Omega's like, do you have to go? Because she found her friend. And it's just like, you know, stay safe. We'll see each other again. And she gives her a hug. She's like, you know, thanks for believing in me. Do you ever think when they're giving Twi'leks hugs, like anyone has the urge to just squeeze a tendril? Yeah, do that.
That's offensive to their people to squeeze their
bet it
tendril and
is.
go honk honk.
Honk. We see them flying off, and Omega's looks sad. You know, they depart. Next thing you see, we see the on fire mining outpost, and Crosshair walks up behind Dick, and he says, "You know, I underestimated your four friends. If only they were fighting for us instead of against us." I wonder if that's foreshadowing right there.
I thought so.
And then, you know, Crosshair's like, request permission to hunt them down. And he's like, granted, and walks off.
This was the big part of the whole freaking episode, I think, was leading up to this.
That Crosshair is gonna go on a full-on hunt for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that ended this arc. So it is really just a 2-episode arc.
Right.
And then
but this will start the next 3 episodes.
This will start the next 3 episodes or the next couple of seasons, because now he's got free reign to go hunt them. Like he didn't before. He was, you know, doing the jobs and the work. In the back of his mind, he wanted to go hunt them down, I think.
Right.
And now he's got the ability to do so, which I think will lead, since we're going to go ahead and go into theories anyway, lead to a moment where they meet up, and like maybe I don't think Crosshair ever switches back.
I don't think he will either at this point, which is a shame. But I get it.
I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't lead to one of the other 4 getting killed eventually. I don't think the full Bad Batch makes it to the end of the series. I think a couple may.
Who do you think will get killed? My money's on Hunter.
I don't think Hunter. I was thinking Wrecker, because I think that would be
Rush Omega.
That would be the kick in the gut to the audience too. I mean, did you ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, never mind then. I mean, there's, you know, when you have
other people have, so go with your.
Okay, well, I mean, one of the main most likable characters was Opie. Big burly biker dude. Everybody loved him. He was so cool, just tough, badass, funny, and he gets killed in a very violent and just like unexpected, quick way. It's like bam, fast. There wasn't much build up to it at all. Like I think maybe 30 seconds to it, and you're like, oh, you know, and I could see, you know, that effect on the audience that watched it. I mean, it just
Crushing.
it crushed and it sparked so much conversation about the show. Everybody starts talking about it. Everybody's even more invested into it. Half of the people because they want to know how the show or how they're going to carry on from that.
Mhm.
The other half because they're pissed off because their favorite character just got killed off like fairly early.
Right.
And so now, they're watching to see what happens. And it just creates this conversation, this talk, and all this chatter about the show. And I think if they did that, and I don't want to see him kill off Wrecker, but if they did, I think that would have the same effect.
Okay, I'll go with that. So you have Wrecker. You have your money on Wrecker. I have my money on Hunter.
Hunter. Okay.
God, how bad would it be if it was Omega?
Oh, well, and you don't. She's young enough that she would have popped up later.
I'm still thinking that that Omega is gonna make an appearance in the Book of Boba Fett.
Well, if
We'll
she
find out
does,
here in a couple months.
yeah, if she does, then we'll know if she makes it or not.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you all think? Let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know. All right. Well, with that, this has been our Nerkie. This has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. Thank you guys for listening. Wherever you are, have a good day, evening, night, whatever it is, and be good to each other.
Nerd Corker, rise
See ya.
up. It could get elevated. Nerd Corker, rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made up word.